Hey everybody, just a quick note. I'm up scouting some new private property that I got access to do some bow hunting. First time I've ever been on the property, so just trying to do some scouting, look for some trails, look for any type of deer sign where I can throw up a stand. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm kind of killing two birds with one stone. I figured I'd walk around and maybe see if I can find some squirrels. So I'll be giving some tips on what I look for when I'm putting up a tree stand. And we'll go from there. Talk to you soon. Using Onyx real quick. I'm getting close to the border of this property, but there is a nice flat spot down here off this ridge, and then it drops off again over on this side down to that creek. I still gotta get down to that creek and check it out. Just saw two, possibly three squirrels up in that same tree right there, but they moved up so high I can't find them anymore. Definitely seeing plenty of squirrels, just can't get the shots. There's one moving on the back side of this big tree. I can see the leaves moving. I just barely see him jumping around. Yeah, I can't quite get a shot at him. Tough part right now, you can see this stuff is knee or waist high. So when they get on the ground, there's just a few spots where you get to see them moving through. Well, this might not work out today. There's too much cover, it's tough. Boy, when I grew up in Michigan as a kid, I could bow hunt in the morning till 9 or 10, and then the squirrels would get out and be wandering around the woods. So I'd take my 22, get done bow hunting, then go squirrel hunting, and could usually pick off a handful of them within an hour. There was that prime time right there, late morning, where they were out doing this, up in the trees, knocking down nuts and stuff. I used to get them a lot of those beech nut trees. But yeah, that's, you know what I call them? Chicken of the trees. They taste really good, nice white meat, but think about what they eat. They eat a bunch of acorns and berries and corn and stuff like that, so it's good meat on them. Just need a few of them to make a meal. Hopefully, one of these days we'll get enough we can do a little recipe for you. I think he's up the hill further. He's got another one barking over here. Now they're all laughing at me. I'll get the last laugh on some of you. So when they're barking like this, it's nice because you can sneak up on them. Usually find them sitting on one of the limbs. But as you get closer, like that one just did, if he hears me, they stop chuckling. Sometimes you can just wait them out. Yeah, he might have saw me already, because I didn't see him. That one's still laughing at me up there. He hasn't shut up since I left. Maybe I should have went after him. Must be, there's like some cattails and some reeds down here. Nice little hip that goes right. Yeah, this looks good. Looks like they follow this hip. Oh yeah. And this flattened straight out down here. Yeah, there's the creek. Winds up over here. I should have brought my glasses. It's hard to see this anymore. Yeah, I'm right on the creek. Property line's still up here. I've still got a ways to go. It's deeper than I thought. But I like this down here. Got the water. Oh, let's just follow the, oh, come on. You guys see what I see? Somebody else likes it too. Their bow stand right there. Well, that's disappointing, especially it's private property and I thought I had the only permission. Or double check our property lines here. Yeah, I'm still oops. Cancel. Yeah, I'm still on that property. Now let's go look at it. Unreal. Well, somebody is there. Just have to find someplace else. Could have been left in here. I don't know. Because the creek right there, you can see the opening at the edge of the woods, and then there's, I think there's beans out there this year. This just looks awesome down here. You can see they're traveling through, maybe even bedding in here. I have to check with the landowner. Nice trail right in front of the stand. Nice stand. Doesn't look like it's been used though. Yeah, this looks good down here. Trails split right here. And then they follow that hip right there and work their way up the hill, probably out across the road. There's corn. So you guys saw where that blind was, just in here. But a little bit about what I look for when I trying to place a tree stand. Obviously, if you have some water, that's awesome. This little stretch of woods is between beans. There's corn all around us. So I have my fields. I have to stay, as I mentioned a couple of times, on this side of the creek. So I have to find a way to get them traveling to those beans or coming back out. Chances are I will probably be hunting this in the evening more. So that's something I want to take into consideration when I'm looking at a tree stand location. Where the sun's going to be, the sun should be on this side setting. So I don't want to be staring into the sun all the time at night or just before that evening. All this low ground with these oaks in here. So you've got food source after food source after food source with all the crops around too. But once those crops get taken off, they'll be in here milling around. So that's a great little spot, of course, right where that stand is. And if I can find a better trail, this trail is good. They're using this one, cutting across. If I can find another one down the creek closer to where I got to park would be even better. So when you're looking at trees, we talked about where the sun is, what time of day you plan on hunting it, whether it's the mornings or evenings. If it's early season, if at all possible, I'll hunt the edge of some fields. Find a tree where I can set up, and basically I'm not really hunting, I'm just scouting. Kind of find out where they're coming in and out of, and then just slowly adjust your stand accordingly as to where they're coming out. But as the season progresses, those fields are going to be cut. They may be milling around in the woods a little bit more. So you have to adjust as the season goes on. But when I look for the size of a tree, you know, I want something similar to this tree here, maybe even bigger, but you can't get too big because then your stand doesn't grip it. So you got to watch out for that. So a tree this size is really good size. But on the flip side of that, you don't want a tree too big, you don't want a tree too small. You don't want to get into a tree, see if I can find something similar, but something like this down here. And don't laugh, because I've seen it done. A tree like this size or this size, it may be the only tree you can put a stand in, but try to avoid it. Because when that wind gets to whipping, it's hard to shoot a bow when you're hanging on with one hand. Are you kidding me? I just walked up on this in the trail. Here's your overhanging branches that are broke. It's a scrape. Fresh hoof marks. Scraping at it. No leaves on it. It's September. Weird. Okay, here's another one. Not 10 feet from the other one. Small one right under this branch. What the heck? Guys, here's another one. What the heck? That's 3 of them. Just down this trail within a minute of each other. Shoot, the other 2 were right next to each other. Sounds like they're picking this right out here. I know what this is. I would guarantee you I know what this is. Any of you hunters out there know exactly probably what this is. Somebody in past years hunted right here. See if I can find a stand, and had minerals or a salt block or something right here. That's exactly what this is. They'll continue to come back after that stuff soaked in the ground. They'll still come back, scratch at the ground and eat it. You can see fresh tracks there. So let's recap. So tips to pick your stand location. Consider the time of the day if you're going to hunt mornings or evenings. What time of the season is it? Is it early season? Do you want to be on the edge of the fields against the woods so you can do more scouting? Or is it later in the season when the crops are off and you want to get inside the woods and find their travel routes? Either way, once you find their travel routes, you also want to consider their food and water source. So at the beginning of the season, obviously there's going to be beans and corn possibly out in the field depending on where you hunt. And then later in the season when they get in the woods, you will have your acorns and things of that nature. Make sure you pick the size and type of tree that suits your stand so it fits appropriately and it's safe. Also consider travel to and from the stand so you're not bumping deer while you're walking to the stand or leaving the stand. It also depends on whether you are right or left-handed. Test your stand out once you get up there. You don't want to be drawing back when a buck is standing in front of you and find out there's a limb that your elbow is hitting and you can't draw your bow fully. I've had that happen in the past. Most of the stands average 15 to 20 feet. That should be plenty. It depends if you are on the slope of a hill or not, because if they were coming down the hill, you could be eye to eye and still be 20 to 25 feet up in the air. So you got to plan accordingly or find a different tree. Then wind direction, major factor. Just try to consider which direction the wind is coming from majority of the time to place your stand. If you take these tips into consideration when you're placing your stand, it will definitely increase your chance for success. Dang cobwebs in the way all over. I should just give a prize away for how many times I say cobwebs and cobwebs. God dang it. Dang cobwebs. Cobwebs? Are you kidding me? God damn cobwebs. Another cobweb. God dang. Tired of getting cobwebs in my face, so I keep all these spider webs out of my face. Cobwebs in here. Nothing better when you're walking into your bow stand in the mornings when it's dark out and getting a face full of these. So if you like this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss a future video. Stay safe out there, God bless, and get in the outdoors.